welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't posted in such a long time, but I am back, and today's video is going to be about the benefits of Seamoss and my personal experience with Seamoss. So I hope you guys enjoy this piece. The Seamoss in its raw form, I buy it at my local super fruit stand. It's like a Caribbean fruit stand. It's like an Asian Caribbean fruit stand in my neighborhood, and that's where I purchased my Seamoss from. This is how it looks dried. It has a lot of like sand and debris on it, and I get it from the West Indian market around my neighborhood. So yeah, so this bag was pretty full when I got it, and I've made a lot of Seamoss gel from this bag, and I still have a lot more to make. This is after it's been washed and soaked. I soaked this for about 3 to 4 days, I believe, in water with lemon, and yeah, so this is how it looks. It becomes more translucent and then it expands. So as you saw, when it's dried, it's like shriveled up, and then the longer you soak it, the more it expands. So this is how it looks. And then when I make my gel, it turns into this. Yeah, so what I do is every day I take a tablespoon of this in the morning. If I'm rushing in the morning, if I don't get a chance, I usually, like the night before or the morning of, I make a smoothie. You know, just incorporate it in a lot of recipes so you can make sure that you're taking your daily Seamoss. The taste isn't so bad, and depending on how long you soak it for. So like if you only soak it for a day, you're still gonna taste the like really sea taste. So basically Seamoss tastes like the bottom of the sea. It's not nasty, but it's like you're eating something from the bottom of the ocean. This time I soaked it for 4 days, and the sea taste really isn't as strong. And when I soak it, I use lime or lemon, so that helps to remove that taste that, you know, isn't very pleasant. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the benefits of Seamoss. I wrote notes so I could just, you know, follow along so I don't forget anything. There's 92 of 102 minerals that our body needs from the Seamoss. Seamoss is great for restoring the cells. So basically when you're eating Seamoss, you're feeding your cells. It boosts immunity. It gets rid of mucus in the body, so it's just like a mucus dissolver. And as you take the Seamoss, like from my own experience, you'll see that you'll start to cough up a lot of mucus, and it's just great. Like if you think you're about to get sick or anything, take some Seamoss, either like tablespoon form or put it into your recipes that you make at home, or put it into a smoothie, and you will see the difference. It treats colds and respiratory illnesses. It boosts energy. It's good for thyroid support. It's good for digestive health. Improves emotional health, sexual health, and fertility. It's great for weight loss, anemia, which is something that I'm struggling with right now. I was anemic, but I've been taking, you know, a lot of like iron supplements and my Seamoss, a lot of herbs to help with that issue. So it's great for anemia. It improves joint health, muscle pain, acne, hyperpigmentation, eczema, and I used it as like a facial mask as well. It's good for vagina health, and it clears the colon, and great for constipation issues. And yeah, so basically you can buy Seamoss from sources online. Just make sure that these sources are, you know, the real Seamoss, and you just have to do research to make sure where you're purchasing your Seamoss from, or you can just get it locally. Like if there's like a West Indian market in your neighborhood, that's where you should be able to buy your Seamoss, and it's affordable. If not, I know people when they travel to the Caribbeans, or they might have a connect in the Caribbean, so they get it directly from Jamaica or Trinidad or wherever Caribbean islands that they can get it from. So that's another way to get Seamoss. And you could add the Seamoss to like soups, stews, smoothies, salad dressing, homemade nut butters and seed milks. You could apply it directly to your skin as a facial mask, or even all over your body. You can apply it to your hair. So there's so much, there's endless things you can do with Seamoss. And then when you turn it into a gel, it lasts about 2 to 3 weeks in the fridge. Before I started it consistently, I would go and buy Seamoss smoothies. At first, I was just drinking it at the smoothie shops because it tasted good. Like Jamaicans, they make Irish moss drinks all the time, but it's just loaded with like sugar and then it's like cooked down. But when I make my gel, I don't cook it down. I just blend it raw. So you're just, when you're cooking it, it doesn't have as much nutrients and minerals in it anymore because that's all being cooked away. So I suggest to blend it raw, and that's how I consume it, girl. Putting the gel into the smoothies, you can't really taste the Seamoss at all. So it's not like a really powerful, pungent taste. And as well as when I'm taking my Seamoss, I also add Bladderwrack to my Seamoss. Okay, so I bought my Bladderwrack from a local Caribbean market, health food market, and I bought it in the powder form. So this is, and I add the Bladderwrack to my Seamoss smoothie. So basically with the Bladderwrack and the Seamoss, it's basically feeding my cells. And the major difference I have felt is a boost in energy. Like, I'll take my Seamoss before I go to work. I have a boost of energy and alertness, and I'm also not as hungry. Like, if I drink that smoothie, I feel full for a good amount of, like, for the entire morning. Like, I'm not starving, I can, like, until lunch is there, like, I'm good, because it's not only feeding and nourishing my body but my cells as well. So I can feel the difference, and I do feel the difference. Like, if you're eating a lot of, like, if you still have dairy in your diet, and if you're eating a lot of like ice cream and cheese and stuff like that, Seamoss can help to get rid of all of that mucus, because those are all mucus forming foods. And although I don't eat dairy and stuff like that, and I'm mostly on an alkaline diet, there are times when I slip up and I might go to the ice cream shop, or like bananas. If I can't get my borrowed bananas, I get regular bananas, and bananas do produce mucus. So the Seamoss helps to combat that mucus. Recently, with this corona thing going on, I was sick for a while. I had like flu-like symptoms, and I've been taking my Seamoss and my elderberry, and that has helped to get rid of all that built-up mucus that was sitting on my chest. If you have acid reflux, and acid reflux is basically like acidic mucus, you taking that Seamoss, it's gonna come out. So I've seen a difference with Seamoss, and I've only been on it for 4 months, 4 to 5 months. So I'm gonna continue taking it to see more benefits. But right now I'm loving it. And another reason why I got onto the Seamoss is because I was really big about trying to feed my cells, and also with my reproductive health. I wanted to make sure that my body was being nourished the correct way, because there's so much things working against my body with all the GMO in the food, with all the estrogen in the food. And right now I was suffering from a health condition where I have to basically stay away from soy because my body was producing too much estrogen. So I'm estrogen dominant. So I'm just right now taking the herbs and my Seamoss and trying to combat all of those things. So that's why I started taking my Seamoss. When I was diagnosed with, just like estrogen dominance and having issues with my uterus because of estrogen, they wanted to put me on birth control. And a lot of black women suffer from fibroids, and I didn't want to go down that path because I know like birth control can lead to fibroids and a whole lot of things that, the doctor will be like, it's fine, you should take it, it's good and for this and that. But in all reality, it's not good for me. If you think birth control is good for you, that's great, but birth control does lead to issues later on, fibroids, and that's very high in the black community for females, for black women. It's like almost every black woman I know is suffering from fibroids. They have to get their uterus removed, they have to get their womb removed, and I don't want those issues. So I'm trying to deal with my health in a more natural way, in a way that works for me. Estrogen is in a lot of our food. Like all the meats we're eating, you know, they have estrogen in it, and then they're also like putting chemicals into the meats, into the vegetables. So all the pesticides, all of these things are contributing to, you know, our health issues. So even so now I have to like get only organic fruits and vegetables, and it's so hard to get organic fruits. Every fruit now is like seedless. If you're struggling from this issue, you should, if you want to eat meat, it has to be like straight up organic. But honestly, I don't trust none of that shit, so I'd rather just stay away from meat. And yeah, so even if you're like vegan or vegetarian, you know, you gotta stay away from the soy. And like so like when I go food shopping now, I read the back of labels. I read all the back of the labels, and everything says a lot of products have soy in it. The vegan butters have soy. The vegan cheese be having soy in it. The vegan sauces be having soy in it. You know, like everything they use like has like this soy, which they use to like, I guess, combine things. It's like soy lichin or something like that. It's in a lot of products. So beware of soy when you're buying products that you're consuming. Too much of that can lead to the problem that I'm having. So yeah, I'm just more aware of what I'm consuming and what I'm putting in my body. And I'm just really on the journey of finding out what works for me, and more on of like just herbalist diet. So whatever God has put on this earth, I am researching it, and I'm trying to see what I can use to help. When things like calm down with this corona, I'm able to go to the doctor and to take a test to make sure like everything is back to normal. Because the last time I went to the doctor had to be like 4 months ago. Before I started the Seamoss is when I went to the doctor, and they were telling me that I was having all these issues. So I'm going to be going back. I had an appointment, but I had to cancel it due to the coronavirus. So the corona is putting everybody at this like a stage in life where you have to put everything on pause right now, girl, because it's real out there, and I ain't trying to get sick, so I'm staying my ass in the house. I recommend Seamoss. I think it's great. Like, it's not super nasty, it's super easy to take, and like I said, if you can't take the taste of it, make sure you're soaking it for more than a day, and just once you incorporate it in your foods and your smoothies, you will not taste it. That concludes my video on Seamoss. Hopefully this video has influenced you guys to add Seamoss to your diet. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you tried it already, or any benefits that you have seen for Seamoss if you already are. Peace, guys. Thank you for tuning in.